Good afternoon, committee. My name is Vinciane Luff, and I'm here on behalf of a recurring public policy issue. In America alone, 98% of sexually active women have used birth control, and 62% of those of reproductive age are currently on contraceptive. But who should pay for all this medication and sterilization? Today, I will be convincing you that the government should not move their decision to stop medical health care from providing insurance for contraceptive pills. I will be focusing on the current healthcare problem for the United States and why President Trump should not repeal some of its factors. Today, on average, the typical birth control is little to no cost with insurance, according to our expert Cecile Richards, the CEO of Planned Parenthood. Without the help of the Affordable Care Act, taxpayers will have to pay between $600 and $1,300 on birth control or implants. The Affordable Care Act was put into place by Obama's administration, later called Obamacare. Without the laws of the Affordable Care Act, many women will no longer be able to take contraceptives, therefore increasing risk of pregnancy and sexually transmitted diseases. But women do not take contraceptive pills for the sole purpose of not becoming impregnated. Some doctors strongly advise women to take them for weight loss, weight gain, acne control, and some hormonal imbalances. But let's get our focus back on the main question. Let's get our focus back on the main question. Who should be required, if anyone, to cover contraception? My goal here is to persuade this committee to argue against Trump and pass a law to continue in the right footsteps. Hundreds of thousands of women are protesting almost daily to shine light away from Trump's administrations. There have been many protests taken place in Washington, D.C. in regards to these issues, as well as taken place outside of many abortion clinics, as well as many Planned Parenthoods. These foundations are very known for providing contraceptive pills for a lower price for those who are not able to afford it with insurance. But with Trump's new action in place, even those pills will be out of reach for anyone. Many women are trying to get in Trump's head and convince him to continue covering women's health care to the fullest extent. Why wouldn't they? Will Trump's administration fully get rid of the affordable contraceptive cover we have now? If so, hundreds of thousands of women will be in debt within the first month due to that one package of pills is about $1,300 without the cost of insurance or medical copay. Will he diminish it, or will Trump diminish the laws and have hundreds of thousands of families suffer from medical debt or disease? To begin the motion to release government from paying birth control, Trump's administration put into place a new law as follows. It will allow any employer to claim a religious or moral objection to Trump's administration will allow any employer to claim a religious or moral objection to Obamacare birth control coverage mandate under sweeping rollback. This meaning that any company that is affiliated with any religious beliefs or any religious entities will have the choice to go against the current no longer current policy, but the policy to cover, within 50 or more members, the policy to cover birth control in medical health care. Up to date, about six dozen companies have used Trump's new law in suing their own employers. This meaning that all companies who have religious affiliation or entities will no longer have to cover medical health care in regards to women's contraceptive pills if they choose to go against Obamacare. According to writers at Politico, it will reignite a fierce battle over one of healthcare's law's most controversial provisions. This meaning that this has been an ongoing issue for many years. When Obama was placed into office, he did set a motion forth that would save women up to $1.4 billion a year by covering a good percent of birth control contraceptive pills. And thanks to the administration Obama put into place, an estimated $1.4 billion was saved by over 55 million women in America. That is over half the women in America. I will now be presenting someone who has been directly affected by Trump's course of action, former Secretary of Hobby Lobby, Kathleen Sebelius. Ms. Sebelius was working under David and Barbara Green, owners of the Christian-affiliated store Hobby Lobby. The Greens filed a suit against Ms. Sebelius once Trump was placed into office, which landed it into the Supreme Court. With a 5-4 majority ruling, with all men, religious affiliated companies do not have to cover birth control if they please to do so. There are two distinct parties that have been key factors that when it comes to making controversial decisions within women, and that is the pro-life and the pro-choice groups. The pro-life group is opposing abortion and euthanasia, while the other pro-choice advocates for legalized abortion. These two fundamental groups have had a constant battle between birth control, abortion, and many other advocacy laws that go far beyond any laws that have been into place today. While the president is always trying to please a certain side of the issue, he has chosen to side with taxpayers who do not wish to cover birth control anymore. The social construct that we agree to live in is that everybody should have access to affordable health care. Many other countries in the developed world, aka the first world, have in place a socially accepted system that has been around for many decades. These social systems have been proven beyond doubt that giving health care access to people who do not have the means to pay for it themselves is extremely beneficial to the economy and the overall medical outlook of the population. A very renowned example of these prudent systems is found in the northern countries of Europe. These governments have established a very high tax rate, but in return, citizens will have access to medical coverage beyond hospital and education. This has been a very ongoing issue when it comes to America against Europe in the healthcare policy. So Americans have to file for sick days, whether they have cancer to a cold. While in Europe, anything of those natures will be paid off days. You will be sent to the hospital. No fees will be charged. You will get all your medication. No fees, obviously. The only thing is you do pay about 40 to 60% in tax. The resolution I bring to the table is that the government should still be involved with the aspect of health care within this community. They should still have ties to covering the contraception and its inherent education, but should not force religious institutions to cover health care plans that are contrary to their beliefs. Obviously, it's our First Amendment. The government has been covering birth controls for years now, and it has adjusted to society. If laws are passed that will no longer pay for contraceptives, thousands of women will have to adjust their lifestyle and income to rearrange their entire economic outlook. Thank you for your time, and I hope your decision will benefit our future as a nation.